Alright, hey everybody. I'm going to do another guitar tutorial today, this time for the song Black Licorice off the new album. And yeah, this song's not too hard to learn if you're a beginner player. You just got to learn one trick that this song overuses so much. So I'll teach that to you first. Basically, you just got to plant your index finger on the B string, and then on the G string, put your ring finger 2 notes up and bend the G string into the note of the B string. I like to use my middle finger behind my ring finger because I think when a lot of people are learning to bend notes, they kind of do it with one finger, and using 2 fingers, using the middle finger behind the ring finger, just like allows for a lot more control, and it makes it a lot easier to do. So I think Jimi Hendrix invented this move. I learned how to do it from some Radiohead songs. But yeah, just do that first. The same theory applies to the B and the high E strings, but you've got to move your ring finger up 1 more fret, have it 3 frets away from the index finger. And basically you're going to start there, but you're going to move that to the 14th fret of the high E string and start the riff there. And then you're going to go right below it on the B and the G strings, and down to the 12th fret, and to the 10th fret. That's 9th and 7th. So basically, yeah, you do that first run. The second time you end on the 9th and 7th. And then you do it again. And then you're gonna put your index finger over the 14th fret of the B and the high E string and bend the G string on the 16th fret. Hit the E string. Go from the 17th to the 14th fret on the B string, and then finally let that G string down, and then you're going to go to the 19th fret on the D string and the B string and slide it down to the 14th fret or 16th fret on the D string and the 17th fret on the B string, and then slide that down to the 14th fret of the D string and the B string. When I'm doing that, I'm kind of playing a lot more strings than just the ones I'm actually trying to get the notes of, but I'm muting the other ones. It kind of adds like a percussive sound, which helps the riff. So yeah, again, that's... And that's pretty much the whole intro and the chorus. So then the verse part is starting on the 10th fret of the B string and 9th fret of the G string, and it's going between the 10th and the 12th fret of the B string. So yeah, it goes back and forth there, and then does this little hammer-on thing between the 9th and the 11th fret on the G string, and then again. That's going from the 9th to the 11th fret on the G string, and then hitting the 10th fret on the B string, and then again. So that's just kind of playing around between the 9th and 11th frets of the D and the G string. And that's pretty much the whole verse part. So the only part that's left is the bridge, and it's in a bit of a weird time signature. I'll just play it first and then break it down for you. So that starts on the 9th fret of the G and the B string and hits the 10th fret on the high E string. And then it goes down to the 7th fret of the G string, 10th fret of the B string, and 9th fret of the high E string. Just goes back and forth. So the next part is going to be kind of hard to explain. I might just play it slowly and hopefully you can pick it up. I'll explain little things where I can here. So yeah, that's just hitting the 12th fret on the high E. Then down from the 10th to the 9th fret on the E string. That little rundown. And then just going back and forth between the 9th and the 7th fret on the high E string. And then the first one again. And on the last one, sliding up to the 14th fret of the B string and 10th fret of the high E string. Yeah, so that's pretty much the whole song. Just to especially practice that move with the bends. It's so much fun to do. And once you've done that, you've pretty much figured half of the Peach Pit guitar riffs. I learned how to do that from the song Just by Radiohead, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever when I learned it, and apparently still do think it's the coolest thing ever. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll post more of these in the future, and I hope you're having a happy quarantine.